Shalom, give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bishop Hamadash, Shalom to Steph and Shalom to the faithful men that is continually doing this work. And Lord, I'm gonna make a quick video that the elder Gabar made about the Salaki. I just forgot his name. What was his name? King Kohanas. What was his name? Let me see. Hold on. Alright, but it's pretty much speaking about humbleness, Knut, if I'm pronouncing that right. You know what I mean? But the elder pretty much brought out the story, pretty much how that man was humbled because, people was praising him on his nuts pretty much, telling how he's a great king and all that. He got tired of the shit, and then he was like, I'm not such a great king. They told him to put his throne out to the seashore, and it was like, if I'm a great king, then I should be able to command the waves to stop, and pretty much obviously he couldn't, and that showed people that, and he's like, see, that I'm not so much of a great king, but the one that controlled his rivers, these waters and all these different things, that's the great king, obviously, which is Yahweh Shemel Shai. Yahweh is the one that can control these different things, so at the end of the day, man, a man is just a man. I mean, we can do great things, of course, we can, but like the scripture says, right quick, that the Lord stand in awe of no man. Because, first of all, the Lord is the one that created us to even do these things, and the Lord is far greater than us. And nothing's really new to the Lord. This is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 7. Now, there might be some let me just read 7. For he which is Lord over all shall fear no man's person. Alright, neither shall stand in awe of any man's greatness. Okay, which you look at the word awe, it really means to fear, reverence, and the Lord ain't looking at nobody like, oh my God, this guy is so great, and all these different things, and because and I noticed that too about all these different these heathen religions. Like, for instance, like the Chinese religion, they got the Monkey King. He's supposed to be pretty much what's that word? Pretty much a god. Pretty much that's like real deceitful. Not what's that word? He's real disobedient, pretty much, and he just do his own thing, defy the gods and everything. But you just see that with all these different religions, they're always talking about how you know man or half man, half God. They should just defy the Most High. Fuck what the gods say. I can make my own destiny. I can do this. I can do that. But no, man, the Lord ain't standing in the all normal person like, oh my God, this guy is so great. I just gotta let him do what he do. No, the Lord will fuck your ass up, man. All right. And matter of fact, me and my sister, my little sister, she was watching that Monkey King shit yesterday. It's like a little animation. I gotta make a video on that too. But pretty much, man, even though that shit going off false gods, we already know that. Buddha, obviously, he's not a god. He's false, whatever, just a man. But Monkey King was pretty much being proud and shit. And then the Buddha, he picked him up in his hand and was like, nigga, look, if you can jump out of my hand, then I'm gonna let you go up to the heavens, defy the gods and shit. And then he jumped so far, this nigga jumped and flew all the way to the end of the universe, and then he thought he was at the end, and then the Buddha was like, nah, nigga, you only have my fingertip. So that's just that shit was beautiful though, I ain't gonna lie. Of course, chew the meat and spit out the bones. How much more the Lord? Like, you know what I mean? The Lord is far greater than us. You know what I'm saying? So neither shall stand in any man's greatness, for he have made the small and great and care for all alike. So yeah, the Lord made all small and great. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord ain't, oppressed by you by you people. The Lord don't look at you and be like, this is such a great man and all that bullshit, man. You got to be humble. But let me get that scripture real quick. Because like the king said, you should pretty much reverence the one that controls the sea, because I'm just the king. I'm just a man. I can't control the sea, but the Most High can. Jeremiah 5:22. Here, fear ye not me, saith Yahweh. Will ye not tremble at my presence, which I placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over. So the Lord controls all these different things, all these different elements. Esau became proud because now he can so-called make his own weather and shit like that. But at the end of the day, he's still using the Most High's creation, because they got a thing called biomimicry. I think that's what it's called, where you pretty much just mimic, because bio means life, if I'm not mistaken. Let me be 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. But let me see. But yeah, yep, life. So it means life, meaning life. So they mimic on what's already here. They mimic off what's already in the creation, because the Lord already created everything. So the Lord Esau just take these things and he just manipulate it and change it and mix it, and then now he creates some bullshit. And now he thinks he's God, but you're not God, because you're using God's fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. That's like saying you rich. That's like saying, for example, like your father, have money, and that's his money only. And then you go and his password to his card, and you take some money off it, and he's saying you rich. Nigga, you ain't rich. That's your father's money. You just really just taking from him. Alright? So yeah, man, none of us is really all that great. You know what I mean? The only reason why, because of course the scripture says, I'll get me into the great men, which is the men of the Lord. The only reason why the men of the Lord are great is because Yahweh Shai sacrificed. He died, and shed his blood on the cross for the Lord to forgive us. Other than that, the Lord wouldn't give a fuck about us, because he already gave us a chance and we blew it. All right. Now, let me get this. My phone's finna die, so I gotta be quick with it. Psalms 39 3. My heart was hot within me while I was musing. The fire burned and spark out of my tongue. Yahweh made me to know my end and the measure of my days. What is it, that I may know how frail I am? And we are frail. Our days, man. I mean, people live to what, 50, 60, sometimes 20, 13, whatever. You die, you can die. You can die today, you can die tomorrow. There's no guarantee, man. Something so small can kill you. A fucking bug can bite you and you can catch something. You die. Alright? Something so simple. Alright, behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth, and my ages as nothing before thee, because Yahweh is the ancient of days. He is forever. He's from everlasting to everlasting. If you lucky if you can make it to 100 years old. That ain't shit compared to eternity. Alright? That's the spirit. Watching that Monkey King movie again, he got sealed up for 500 years. And my sister said something about it, whatever. And I was like, he be alright. That nigga immortal. 500 years ain't shit compared to eternity. Alright? But it says, behold, that has made read that, verily every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Salah. Surely every man walketh in a vain show. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches and knoweth not who shall gather them. So yeah, man, everybody walks in a vain show. Nate, the IUIC people, the list goes on and on. These people walk in a vain show because they really nothing. All right. Verse 11: When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou maketh his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity. Salah. All right. So yeah, man. Every man is vanity, which means worthless. All right. The only worth you have is this wisdom and knowledge, understanding, and this faith in Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Other than that, you're a nobody. You're worthless. All right. So once you know that you ain't nothing without the Lord, that should humble you. You know what I'm saying? So with that, hopefully edifying, give our praise and glory to Abba Shemiah Shai, B'Shem Chabadash. Bow to the Prophet Jeremiah, home to the brothers in this work. Stop and say Shalom.